Rejoice, everyone. We are back with another Sekhie Reacts to Fate. This week we'll be doing Achilles, a bit of a fan favorite within the Fate community.
But not a favorite in mythology. Achilles is kind of a dick.
T.H.E Moon. Meet Achilles.
What? Why does he... Okay, why... Look, why does he just look like Greek-coded Ku? Kind of.
Similar facial structure, just because that's a thing in Fate. You have some characters that have similar artists. This might be... I think this is the same artist, but might not be.
I feel like he looks like another character that I know. Like, if not even Ku. Just another character from another show.
Is it the green Ku from Goblin Slayer?
That is blonde Ku, and actually he's wearing the same color armor as Ku wears. But I don't know, he just looks familiar, like in the kind of like generic face. He kind of looks like Raiden from 86. But Raiden looks like Diarmid, who kind of looks like Ku. So maybe it's just a facial type sort of thing going on.
Possibly.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem. Maybe I'm just mistaking all the hot spiky-haired boys.
I feel like you are. They have a similar look to them, I can give you that.
Calling me out here.
Alright, let's see if I can't find April Fool's Achilles, because I know it exists.
Oh man, hope he's not naked.
He shouldn't be.
You say that, but that...
I forgot about his face.
That is the most Chad looking... That is the most Chad-looking April Fool's servant I have ever seen. That is the definition of Chad. Look at that jawline.
He's got the Superman jawline.
Oh, man, that makes me hate it so much more. Oh, man, that's rough, dude. That's rough.
Back to the anime Achilles.
Yeah. Back to the Achilles that I think doesn't look like Chad.
So... this will probably sound familiar to you, but I just want to give a quick brief background to Achilles as far as is written in this Fate wiki here in the Fate lore. Child of Thetis and Peleus, warmed in the holy flames to make him immortal, not allowed to be fully... not allowed... it was his mother, I believe, his father who protested him being fully immortal, and everything except his heel ended up being invulnerable.
In fire?
Yeah, in this version it was in fire. Not the river Styx, I know.
Y'all, his mother took him to the river Styx and dipped him in, but she was holding him by his heel, and that's why we call it the Achilles fucking heel and the Achilles tendon, because it was the only vulnerable place on his fucking body. You would think that he would just wear armor on his heels, like...
You would think, but...
Maybe I'm just built different in the brain. Oh no, I have one vulnerable part of me, the rest of me is immortal, I'll just leave that part out. Fucking dumbasses.
At a young age, he was told that he could choose between becoming fully immortal or staying immortal. If he stayed immortal, he was going to die young in a war.
The Trojan War!
Yeah, and you know where it goes from there. Fights in the Trojan War.
Look, he has the most beautiful moment of historians will call them best friends. And it is glorious over the fact that he's throwing a temper tantrum over a war prize named Briseis, who is female, but is kind of just viewed as a war prize, which is shitty. And then he has the whole, like, and historians will say they were friends with his boy. Best love story.
Is that Patroclus?
Yes, Patroclus.
Yes, so when Patroclus died to Hector, he goes on that rampage and kills Hector and then drags his corpse through the street, and I can only describe it as an absolutely metal moment.
Yeah, and that's because he was sulking from having Briseis taken from him by Menelaus or Agamemnon. I think it was one of the two. And they took Briseis, his war prize or war bride or whatever, and so he refused to come out of his tent, but he was the morale for the Greek army, and so Patroclus put on his armor and went and like disguised himself as Achilles and went out to fight, but then he was killed by Hector, and then Achilles was like, my man is dead, I must avenge him.
And then, of course, in killing Hector and absolutely disrespecting that body, pissed Apollo off, who then helped Paris shoot his heel.
Yeah, boy made some bad decisions.
Of course, he then got up and kept fighting, taking arrows upon arrows, and then eventually died.
Look, do you know what this story teaches you? Women have value! Treat a woman like a person, and this would not have happened. That's what this story teaches!
And then he's known for being... And then, as far as fate goes, he's connected to Chiron, Hector, and Penthesilea pretty consistently.
Yeah.
Those three kind of
Chiron
cycle in and out a lot with him.
Chiron's a mythological teacher. I mean, he's associated with most of the great heroes of Greek mythology because he's kind of immortal and he teaches all of them. And then Penthesilea, Queen of the Amazons.
Yeah, he says the Fate version, at least in his My Room lines in the game, it might be there. It might be in some other materials. All says he never wants to fight those three in particular.
I'm not surprised. Well, first of all, Chiron bodies everyone. Chiron is amazing. Chiron is basically a demigod. Like, all hail Chiron. He has both the smarts and the brain. He has the brain cell. The collective brain cell resides in his head. And then he lends it out sometimes, but it resides in his head. And I mean, obviously, who would want to fight the dude who murdered you? Or killed you. It's not murder if it's in war. Killed. And I mean, does anyone want to fight an Amazon?
Not really.
The Amazons are pretty fucking OP.
This version of Achilles is in, obviously, the Fate Grand Order. Almost every servant's in Fate Grand Order at this point. As well as Fate Apocrypha.
Okay.
Along with a good amount of servants we've done so far.
I assume he's a Lancer.
Actually, while he can be a Lancer, in all of his releases so far, he's a Rider.
Huh. Well, because he looks like a Lancer.
He definitely does, and that lance is a noble phantasm.
What does he ride?
So he rides a chariot drawn by 3 horses.
Okay.
I'll get more into that a little later. That one has its own animation and everything I'll pull up.
Okay.
So yeah, no, he's a rider, and notably, his notable classes are Lancer and Berserker. As well, he is one of only two historical figures that can be the Shielder class, like Mash is.
I'm not surprised. He's got that whole invulnerable body thing going on. The Berserker I also am not surprised by at all.
Well, most heroes, especially the Greek ones, end up being able to be a Berserker.
Yeah, a lot of heroes that kind of fight hand to hand have moments of rage. Yeah, moments of all-consuming rage. Usually that leads to their downfalls in some way or another.
Yeah, just before their death. As far as his actual abilities go, he's exceptionally fast. Like, holy shit, even outside of his chariot, he is one of the fastest servants in Fate. And, he's divine.
Can you collect the boyfriend set? Is Patroclus also a servant?
Not yet.
Oh, man, Fate, you dropping the ball here, man. You dropping the ball.
And he's durable even upon losing his immortality when he gets shot through the heel. This fucker will just keep going.
Look, I mean, that's not how it works, but okay. Okay, I'll accept Fate bullshit. My dude, one nick to the heel should put him down, but okay.
Not the Fate version, no. The Fate version, one nick to the heel just makes him really strong, as opposed to actually unbeatable.
Well, to be fair, I feel like eating dog meat wouldn't make Ku any weaker, so not in Fate, so I can accept that.
Actually, that's the kind of bullshit that might happen in Fate.
Oh my god. I hope it does. I hope it's true.
I mean, you know about the med thing.
Jeez!
Yeah.
Jeez for everyone.
And the last notable thing is, since his mother is a goddess and actually has affection for him, not in the sexual way, in the motherly way, whereas a lot of... That's not always the case.
I hate that because this is Greek mythology, you have to preface this with not only that his parents care for him, but they care for him in not an Oedipal way.
Yeah. Because of that, he has an increase to all physical parameters, including speed.
Fair. I mean, he fast boy. He have chariot, but he also run fast.
Now, how many noble phantasms do you think he has?
3.
Wrong. This boy has a fucking whopping 5 noble phantasms.
For different classes or all for...
All can be used in the rider class.
Okay, I'm curious to know what they are.
The first one is the chariot I mentioned earlier.
Okay.
His very reason for being a rider. Drawn by 2 divine horses and a horse he stole from town. The 2 divine horses are from Poseidon.
Okay, but the one he stole from town just...
Yeah, he just has one stolen from town in there. So.
Okay, does it have a name?
I don't think so. I didn't see one.
Oh.
Those two... And then that chariot can move as fast as the speed of light.
Okay.
And the faster it goes, the more it hurts when you get trampled, but that should go without saying.
Yeah, I could see that.
It is damn near impossible to avoid, apparently.
Okay, it's hard to avoid things coming at you fast.
That's called the Troyes Tragoidia. I could pull that up here if you want to give a shot.
Tragoidia?
Yeah.
Oh.
Let me pull that up here. Give you a little...
Yeah.
Troyes Tragoidia.
Ah, okay. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I actually do. I guessed right in my head, but I was like, I know the names of the two horses that were given to him by Poseidon. They're actually Bylos and Xanthos, and it's because they're from another myth, the one about Peleus, where they were a gift from Poseidon when Peleus married Thetis, and then he's their son. So Poseidon was like, here, and they were like, my son, here, have these horses. Yeah.
His other noble phantasm is called the Dromaeus Cometus, or however that's pronounced. You're the linguist.
Oh, that's hilarious. So that third horse is apparently called Pedassos, meaning jumper or captive. So the other one's Dromaeus Cometus? Okay.
This is basically, so you can actually see it animated from one of the anime here. When he's outside of his horse, he's downright one of the fastest servants out there.
Boy.
Yeah, he can cross the battlefield in an instant, and they specifically describe a single breath. He can cross the entire battlefield.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the reason why Achilles was so important in the Trojan War, is because he was so much stronger and faster than most of the other heroes that participated. I mean, he was superhuman compared to them.
That said, I think this is one of the ones that is stripped if he takes a blow to the heel.
Okay, yeah, well,
You would think. No, your own speed would be cut down if you took a blow to the heel. Let's be real here. This is a case of the vampire dies if you run a stake through its heart. Anyone would die if you run a stake through its heart.
Yeah, like, you cut anyone's Achilles tendon, and it's gonna be fucked up. Like, that is necessary for the act of walking and running.
And speaking of Achilles' famous invulnerability, the next one's called Andreas Amarantos.
Okay.
This is his invulnerability. He against anything that's not divine, he's just you flat out can't hurt him except for his heel. If you hit his heel, that all goes away.
This makes me really not want to fight him in campaign. Like, I really don't want to be facing him in the campaign.
If you are divine and have an equal or higher divinity, you can ignore that altogether.
But I feel like you need to be like Gil levels.
If you're not divine, or if you're divine but not nearly divine enough, then depending on your divinity, you're doing lower amounts of damage. I think here it's 75 and 50.
Jesus.
But he is also vulnerable to something called an anti... No. He's vulnerable to divine constructs, which, simplified, is just weapons made by the gods or godlike beings.
Okay. That makes sense.
His next noble phantasm is called Diartrekon Aster Lonke. This is noble phantasm is when he's out of his chariot, he can use his spear to or his lance to force another male servant who is actually brave enough to fight him into a one-on-one fight, except neither of them have any access to divinity-based skills or any blessings. So if he does this, then they're both brought to a similar level of strength or a mortal, removing all the god shit.
Yeah.
And this would allow, if you were brave enough to fight him, you could punch him. It might not go well, but you could punch him.
Yeah, but you know me, I would. As I Google Lance of Achilles to see if there's anything specific about this, because I feel like there is. So we'll take a look. I know the Lance of Achilles is actually really important in several big game franchises, like in God of War, even in Marvel. Achilles is a character in Marvel, and his spear is important and that kind of thing. So I know that happens, like, a lot. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything specific about his spear. I haven't read that in depth of the Aeneid and Odyssey. I mean, I've read the Aeneid, the Iliad, and the Odyssey, and, Achilles' various mythology, but I would be willing to bet that both of those are relatively related to something specific. Because there are similarities in the God of War and Marvel databases for what the spear does.
I mean, it's all based off the same mythology.
Exactly.
So if some things are fairly set, they're going
But if
to
something
be...
crosses like 3 fandoms, it's definitely from the mythology and not made
Yeah.
up. Like, there was something there to base it on. Which, chef's kiss.
And then his last noble phantasm is a divine construct called the Achilles Cosmos, or Cosmos. This is his shield.
Okay.
It was forged by Hephaestus and is capable of blocking any attack besides an anti-world noble phantasm, because it effectively has the power of a world. Something Achilles does that is not or wasn't intended by Hephaestus is he can just charge someone down with that shield and crush them with the force of the world, because Hephaestus did not anticipate that he was going to do this.
I mean, would anybody? Like, my shield has the power of a world. Let me just press that down upon you until you die.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Of course, this one's not specifically tied to Achilles. He is, under very specific circumstances, able to give this to someone else.
Does it have the same effects?
I believe it's the same effects.
Impressive. Is this why he can be a shielder?
Yes.
That would make sense, because that feels like it's on par with, like, MASH.
And of course, as a rider, he can do all of this.
Good lord. As a barbarian, berserker, what can he do? Is he limited in some way?
We don't know what his berserker form's like yet. The only one that's been released so far is the rider form.
Okay, but you know he can be a berserker?
Yeah.
And a saber? Did you say?
I don't remember if I listed saber there. I think it was berserker, lancer, and shielder besides his rider form.
Okay, and shielder. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I'm not surprised. Honestly, I'm kind of... it's kind of interesting that they would take the shielding angle, because it really makes use of the fact that he's kind of invulnerable in a really cool way. YouTube.
YouTube.
Yo, YouTube.
Yo, YouTube.
That's only 54 seconds. For once, a video that's not 5 minutes long. Hey. Confident, isn't he?
I mean, he claims to be the strongest Greek servant.
To be fair, he is pretty much the strongest Greek hero, with the exception of maybe Hercules.
Well, that's what Jason counters to him.
Yeah.
Jason claims Hercules is stronger. He claims he is.
But Herc isn't strong, and he doesn't have a massive defense. Sorry, not Herc isn't strong. Herc isn't fast, and he doesn't have a massive defense. Herc is just very big and very strong. Herc's a heavy hitter.
Herc and Fate can also go a long time, and you've seen him a little bit. So.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of Herc before he died in the campaign. He died
and
so
in the
fast.
anime. You've seen him in the anime a little bit.
Yeah. Herc is what I would call a brick shithouse.
Now, this is not the end of Achilles. Achilles, although has no alternate class and he has no alternate classes, he does have a summer outfit.
Yes.
Let me see if I could find it.
I fucking love, like, the summer outfits and shit on, like, Fate characters. Like, it's so fucking weird. Like, Nobu looked so weird in her summer outfit comparatively, and Anastasia was so cute.
Because the male characters don't get their own unique servants, because that wouldn't make any money, apparently. I think Genshin Impact begs to differ.
I was gonna say, like, there are a lot of female player base that would love for some male fan service.
I don't know how much of a female player base FGO has, to be honest.
To be fair, maybe not in FGO. I mean, low-key, like, for non-anime fan base, I'm pretty much the target audience, which is historical buffs.
Meet Achilles Summer.
Okay, well, that's fucking awesome.
Let me see if I can get a better image of him. This is a Pokemon reference. That is the Fate's Tarrasque mini form. Those are Pokeballs right there.
I love this so much.
It doesn't change any of how he fights. The Tarrasque isn't even brought in, I don't think, to the actual combat of him. No, he's the same exact servant. He just dresses like Ash Ketchup.
Did you say ketchup on?
Yes.
Okay, I love this. This is glorious. This is everything I want. This is amazing. Is that really him shirtless?
Where?
Second image.
Yes, and that's from the wiki, so that must be from a Craft Essence.
Oh my god, that's fucking amazing. Brawler boy.
I don't know where this comes
I
from,
like
to be
the
honest.
branding across his crotch.
Fate Grand Order.
They're like right there.
Yeah, I don't know where this comes from myself.
That's glorious. I love that so much.
Let's see if I can find anything else fun here. Yeah. Oh, that's Chiron teaching Achilles and a couple other people.
Oh, that's cool. That's surprisingly wholesome.
That's Fate Apocrypha.
Man, sometimes characters are just cool looking. Who's the dude with the bow?
That's Chiron.
Ah, okay.
We'll do Chiron eventually. Oh,
I
that
was
was
gonna say,
this
I
is
see-
new stuff, so no.
Okay.
Okay,
I was
sorry
gonna
about
say I
that.
see an issue with the way Chiron looks, but I won't point it out.
We'll get there when we get there, eventually.
Hmm.
Look, I will settle your fears here. Chiron is, in fact, a half-horse person.
Okay.
He is still a centaur. That is just a very specific appearance for him.
Oh yeah. Okay. Glorious. That was one of the best summer outfits we've seen. Way better than Nobu's. And I thought Nobu's was pretty funny, but that was way better than Nobu's. 10 out of 10.
Other than that, yeah, that's
Quality content.
pretty much it for Achilles. Like, what are you thinking on him right now?
I'm thinking that A, in the D&D campaign, I got a new character to simp over. B, are we getting to Apocrypha in campaign 1?
Not for a long while.
Yeah, but it is in campaign 1 or in
No.
campaign 2?
3.
Damn. So, you're just going to have to keep playing this with me until we get to 3. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Even if the boys drop off, you're going to be running solo sessions for me. I hope you know that. Because I need to get me these characters. I need Anastasia. I need Achilles. Like, this is glorious. I love this. I will fight the boys over this.
What do you mean you're quitting?
Yes, physical strangulation. I mean, it's really great. It's one of the more accurate ones so far.
There's obviously a few things there Fate took liberties with that also very well could just be like from a very particular telling of the legend too.
Exactly, and I mean the important part is like Chiron, Patroclus, his parents, the Trojan War. I mean Hector. They hit all the big points. Even Penthesilea. And Penthesilea is all the Amazons are fucking awesome. Hippolyta, Penthesilea, all of them.
We shall see Penthesilea next week.
I think
2 weeks from now. Or next week, maybe.
Probably next week. Isn't Penthesilea is even in DC? Because she's one of the Amazons? Because there's Hippolyta and Diana.
Probably.
I think she's in there somewhere. At least mentioned, if not anything else. Because I know Hippolyta's the queen in that incarnation. One of the best servants we've seen so far.
That's all for today, then.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say, Sekhie, before we go?
I mean, hey, y'all who are, like, watching and commenting, do you like seeing my face as I react? Because, like, we can go back to no face, but, like, I can kind of set up for face here.
You don't want to see your face.
Fuck you.
Bye, everyone.